Alright, what's going on? In this video I'm going to show you guys how I set up my DJI Phantom for FPV using just an old GoPro Hero2 case. It's insanely easy to do, and all you're going to need is some basic tools. First off, you're going to need an FPV setup. So I bought one from Hobby King for like 90 bucks, and it came with everything you need, including a little Sony camera that I'm going to be using for the onboard camera here. I'm not going to go too much into the Hobby King setup in this video, but I'm super happy with it so far. So the most challenging thing I had to figure out was how I was going to fit everything on the drone, because you're going to have your camera, your transmitter, the antenna, and you're going to have a way to power everything. So I decided to modify this case to fit everything I needed, and I liked it because everything was going to be inside of here, and it is just going to mount super easily, and I can take it off just as easily. So basically, here's what needs to go into the case. You've got your little Sony camera, you've got a transmitter, antenna, and then everything you need to power it. And I'm going to show you guys how I fit all this inside of the GoPro case, nice and secure. Alright, so first thing you're going to need to do is take the case apart. I'm going to start by taking the lens cover off. Alright, so all you got to do is remove the screws on the front, and this will just come right off. Remove the bubble, and now you have a nice hole that your Sony camera can shoot through. The only other thing you really need to do right now is pop the little latch off. It's really easy. You just kind of twist it, and it comes right off. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do, you're going to notice there's going to be two buttons that are on the case. You got the one on the front and the one on the bottom, and they basically just press the buttons on your GoPro. So I've already removed the one on the bottom, but basically all you need to do to remove them is press the button in and get your pliers on the back side and just rip the little tab off, and then it should just all slide out. Alright, so once you have the button removed, you basically just need to drill out that hole that's going to be there. I used a 1/4-inch drill bit, so just drill it out, and then we'll want to remove the little tabs that are protruding. There's like this plastic barrier, so we're just going to cut those off. I used a Dremel. I'll show you guys how I did that here in a sec. Okay, so we drilled out the hole for the transmitter to poke through. The only other thing we need to do is chop off a little bit of this plastic that's protruding so that the transmitter can reach all the way through, and then we can screw the antenna onto it. So I'm just going to chop this off real quick, and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so I'm just going to clean this up, and then we'll see how it fits. Alright, now we want to make sure our transmitter fits in here. It should just come right through the hole there. Go ahead and screw on the antenna. That is a nice and snug connection. You can see this isn't going to move around at all. I'd say that's a pretty good fit. Alright, so now we just need to put everything else inside. The camera is going to mount and come out through the lens hole in the front. All the cabling is easily going to fit inside. The only problem we're going to have now is that we need this power cable to come out somewhere, so I think I'm just going to notch the case right here so that this can come out through the front. So I'm going to secure the camera inside with hot glue. I like hot glue because it's a pretty strong hold, but it'll pop right off if you pull on it. So first I'm going to remove the antenna and the transmitter. just to make it easier. And once the hot glue gun heats up, we'll go ahead and put the camera in. Alright, so I'm about to glue the camera in. You want to make sure you know which way is up on the camera before you do that, and make sure you mount it in correctly. So we're going to mount the case on the drone like this. So I put a little arrow on the back, so we just want to make sure we put it in straight and upright. Alright, so I'm just going to run a bead of hot glue around the camera. Careful not to get it on the lens. And make sure it's upright and straight. And we'll make sure it's centered. Alright, camera's glued in. Now I'm just gonna plug everything in, put everything in place. Put the back on. Tuck everything inside. This always confuses me. Alright, now we have a completely assembled FPV setup to mount onto the drone. Alright, thanks for watching today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm gonna go fly now.